Hello everyone, welcome to UPSC Warriors channel. This is Soundarya. I'm so happy to welcome you all to the MCQ series that we started recently. So every year, in spite of spending 1 or 2 years of your time, energy, effort and everything into the UPSC preparation, most of the students fail to qualify prelims because of having a narrow difference from the cutoff. So why it is happening? What do you think? I would definitely say it is because of your lack of practicing the questions. When it comes to multiple choice questions especially, I will definitely say it is quite tougher than your descriptive answer papers. Why? Because no matter if you have covered 70 or 80 or 90% of your syllabus, if you are not aware of the demands of the examination, if you are not aware of the type of questions being asked nowadays, type of options being framed and the type of tricks they play with you, then definitely it is going to be, very difficult for anyone to qualify. So when the prelims is actually approaching, your fears will multiply, anxiety will multiply, you will have panic attacks and all sort of things happen only when you have not practiced enough of questions. So practicing is something which is equally important to your preparation. So instead of just doing the topics and then going and having a test series or type of things, now we are going to move one step ahead where we will be exactly teaching you the content which is actually demanded from your UPSC examination. So UPSC is no more asking you what is what, right? So UPSC is always willing to test you, making you think. So it all depends on how much you can think, right? So we are here to explain everything and help you out throughout this process of your journey, especially if you are someone who is going to prepare for your UPSC Prelims CSE 2025. I would definitely recommend you to take this MCQ series very seriously. Why? Because we are also going to literally make you practice and prepare for the examination, make you thorough about what type of questions can be asked from this topic, what are all the content that I have to study. So we are not here to do PhD, right? So what are the things that you have to only study, what type of options you can expect from this type of questions, etc. So we are here to make your job easier. So please have a trust in us, and I would definitely recommend you to strictly follow this MCQ series without any break, right? So these are the topics that we are going to cover in the next 10 weeks. So it is going to be the orientation session for all of you, like about how we are going to deal with economy, MCQs, etc. So starting from week 1 to week 10, these are the important topics that we will be discussing, starting from money, monetary policy, banks and financial intermediaries, financial market, fiscal policy, schemes, taxation, external sector, international institutions and the revision. So why these topics? Again, because these topics are very important when it comes to prelims, and every year from economy you get on an average 15 to 17 questions in your prelims. Clear? So of which 4 to 5 questions will be directly asked from your NCRTs alone. So I would definitely recommend you to do this NCRT and keep this as a reference and build your base from NCRTs. So we separately conduct NCRT series also. So please do watch that playlist as well. So in the description you will find the link for the same. So take a screenshot of this, and I will also give you the subtopics that you have to prepare from each and every unit that we are going to cover. So for example, in week 1 we will be having 3 sessions, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, where we will have 5 to 10 questions from each of these topic that we will be seeing. Okay, it again depends upon your response and your demands. I can go in depth as well, so it again depends upon your responses. So we will stick to 5 to 10 questions in the initial stages, and later we will see how many questions we can do, right? So I will try to complete or give you a strong understanding of how the questions are being framed from this topic, probably in 1 week, through some 15 to 20 questions. Okay, now what I really want you to know is what are the type of questions that you can expect in your economy prelims. Nowadays, the questions are being asked on these lines. Clear? So if you go through the previous year questions, if you have made your PYQ analysis, I think you will be able to appreciate this, that the questions are largely being framed on these lines. So you will have a term and you will be asked to find out the meaning of the term. Okay, so I have some sample PYQs as well. So you will have some questions related to the applications. It can be either application of a technology, or it can be any application as well which you find in your Play Store, how it works, etc. So Beam app, etc. So I'll give you the examples. So sometimes you also get the term which is recently seen in news and asking you to give the meaning of it. So we have some questions being asked from the institutions like WTO, okay, IMF, etc. So what type of reports they are releasing, and you also have some questions related to the elements of a system. Say for example, if you have any questions like related to how the Beam app is functioning, so what are the elements that are there in the application? So you have questions based on these lines. Sometimes you will find a very easy question, but the options will be very tricky. So this is how you have to prepare any topic. First thing, you have to do the PYQ analysis. So I have done it here. So here I am going to give you some sample questions so as to help you understand what you have to prepare and how the questions are being asked in your UPSC, so that it is going to definitely save your time by making you read what is actually needed but not read everything. See, this is the question asked in your 2023 paper. So here you can find the question which is actually asked on these lines, giving you something and asking you to find the meaning. What is that something? Sterilization. So it is a very easy and direct question. If you have read your NCERT, you can easily answer it. So this is something that is going to save your time also, right? So which of the following activities of the RBI is considered to be a part of sterilization? So it is conducting open market operations. Okay, so it is very easy question that is asking you to find the meaning of the term, right? So moving on to the next question. See, here it is again about the technology, and this blockchain technology is in news recently, not in recently but for so many years, and it is very important as well for for you to understand this, right? Okay, so because we are right now debating about whether India should go for legally backing this cryptocurrencies or not, so that is why always you have to know about this technology, and when it comes to topic like this nature, you should learn it in depth only. Okay, so why? Because if you see the statements being given under this, you will be able to appreciate this, that it is not enough for you to go through it by giving an overview of what it is, but rather it is important for you to understand how it works as well, right? See, it is a public ledger that everyone can inspect, but which no single user controls. Okay, so here it is not asking like what is mean by blockchain technology. You should know it in depth. Why? As a civil servant, you should know whether you have to allow the cryptocurrencies in your country or not. So this is how you have to think. Clear? Okay, so the structure and design of blockchain is such that all the data in it are about cryptocurrency only. Okay, so applications that depend on basic features of blockchain can also be developed without anybody's permission. So here the question demands you to know about this blockchain technology in depth. So any technology that you see in the newspaper, any technology that is right now being used across anywhere in the world which is related to UPSC, related to your area of interest as a civil servant, it is necessary for you to know in-depth knowledge, you have in-depth knowledge about the topic, right? So this is how you have to understand the demand of the examination. And then moving on to this question, I gave you a question pattern, right, where application is being asked. So this is the question asked related to the Beam application. Okay, so it allows the user to transfer money. So here you can find that the type of questions, the type of options that they are giving, they are asking you to find out how it is different from the other part or other feature or other application. So you should always have this thinking of comparing two different things. We will come to the type of statements given separately, but as of now, just see the type of questions being asked from economy. Okay, so we will also frame questions based on these UPSC examination only, right? So here these are the examples for terms in news. See, sometimes seen in news recently. Okay, sometimes seen in news. So you have to know what is the meaning of this term, how it functions. You need not have to have in-depth knowledge with this. With reference to Bitcoin, sometimes seen in news, which of the following statements are correct? Again, Bitcoin's blockchain technology. So again, you have to know this thing in depth, right? Fine. Moving forward from here, which of the following is not included in the assets of a commercial bank in India? Again, it seems like a very easy question, but if you look at the options, it seems like you would have, it feels like, okay, I have not read about this much. Okay, so that is why it becomes important for you to analyze the previous year question paper and don't, just read everything from the topic so that you can forget easily. Stick to the demand of the questions, stick to the demand of the examination, and revise it multiple times. Okay, and then here, this is again the easy type of the questions. Which of the following statements correctly describes the meaning of legal tender money? I would say that it is again from NCERT. And if you have read your NCERT, then this question is going to be very easy for you. So at the end, it all depends upon how much amount of marks that you lack to reach your cutoff, right? If you have enough practice, you can definitely reach the cutoff. You can definitely, meet the target. So if you have read your NCERT, then definitely I think it is going to be very easy for you to solve this question. Right? This is asking you how many of the above falls under capital market. If you have done the capital market, then I think definitely this is going to be a very easy question for you. So you can get your the cutoff by giving more focus to these type of questions, because these are the very simple questions. If you're not missing it out, most of the students will miss the prelims by either 1 mark or 2 mark, right? So if you have enough practice, you'll not be in that situation where you will be missing actually your prelims by 1 or 2 marks. So don't worry, we are here to take care of that, right? And then the money multiplier in economy increases with which? Again, it is a very easy question from your NCERT. Okay, so if you just know the meaning of this term money multiplier, you can definitely answer this. So you have to limit your understanding to what is the meaning of money multiplier and how it works when it comes to topic like this. But when it comes to topic like applications, for example, Bitcoins or blockchain technology, you definitely need to have in-depth understanding. Same thing applies to your biotechnology also, where you will be studying about CRISPR-Cas9 and all. So you have to have in-depth idea. Okay, so that is how you have to prepare for this examination. And then see, moving forward from here, we are going to understand about the option patterns. Sometimes you have the statements, okay, say for example, you will have mostly in economy 3 statements being given and asking you to find out either which of the above statements are correct or how many of the above statements are correct. So in economy, you also have 2 statements mostly given, okay, statement 1 and statement 2, and asking you to find out which of the 2 statements are correct. Sometimes you also have A, B, C, D type of questions. Say for example, which of the following correctly describes these things. So this is about the statements. This is about the demand of the question. And talking about the options that they are giving, they are also, options that they are framing so as to confuse you. We have, options being framed on based on the different types of a particular thing that has been asked in the question. Say for example, in the question like legal tender or the fiat money, we saw the options having the descriptions of other types of currencies as well, like as I told you, commodity currency, which is backed by any commodity, etc., right? So there you have to be very clear about the other types as well, so as to not pick the correct answer. So you have to also analyze what type of options are being framed in the questions. Okay, so comparing features of similar context or terms and options. So again, this will be done so as to confuse you. So we have to be very clear when we study a particular thing, how it is different from the similar thing that we have. Okay, so if I talk about BEAM application, so how it is going to be different from the other UPI application. So if I talk about RuPay card, how it is going to be different from the other card, how its working is going to be different from the other cards. So you have to compare these 2 things and study so that you don't miss out the option. questions, right? So most of the times, students are who are not able to clear prelims have this problem in mind. So most of the times they will narrow down the options to two, maybe A or C. Okay, so they will have this confusion in mind whether I have to go for A or C, and finally they choose the wrong option. But believe me, if you have practiced enough questions before your prelims, definitely you will choose the correct option only. So there are so many tips and tricks that I can tell you. I can keep talking to you for more than 30-40 minutes also when it comes to preparing or actually practicing the questions for your prelims. So gradually I will let you know everything. I'll teach you how you have to even analyze your performance in the prelims test series that you are taking up, starting from categorizing your answers into short questions, two options, confusing questions, totally something which I don't know, everything. There are so many things to teach you. So please stay with me for the next 10 weeks, and I would suggest you, the other teachers who are teaching in this platform are also putting equal effort. So please be with us and make this session get it useful, right? So I would suggest you to take a quick screenshot of all these subtopics as an example of what are all the things that you have to study before attending this MCQ series also, so as to have a better understanding of what we are doing in the lectures. So this is about week 2, where we will be doing the monetary policy, and this is about banks and financial intermediaries. It is for week 3. Okay, and here we have financial market for week 4. Again, it is going to be very important when it comes to your prelims. We have so many questions being asked on these lines. Okay, so this is for your fiscal policy week 5, and here we have schemes, a whole list of all the schemes that you have to study from economy. Okay, and then we have taxation. Although we will study this in the fiscal policy, I would like to exclusively dedicate a section for taxation, because we have so many things to cover under taxation, especially when it comes to your prelims. Okay, and then this is about external sector, very important as well as interesting topic as well. Okay, and then we have international institutions. Do not skip this before attempting your prelims. Okay, so you have to know what are all the reports they are releasing and how these institutions work in favor, and what is the role of India with respect to that institutions, what are the agreements we have, etc., etc. So these are the topics that we have for the 9 weeks, and 10th week is going to be your revision. Okay, so this is all about the plan that we have for this MCQ series. So I would definitely recommend you to please take this series seriously and suggest this to your friends also. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe and share, and if you have not subscribed to UPSC Warriors channel, please subscribe. Meet you in the next MCQ session, which we will be having on Monday. Thank you so much. This is Soundarya, your economy educator from UPSC Warriors Unacademy. Take care. See you. Bye bye.